Need them chicken wings, yo. A couple pieces of that thing, yo. Get money in the back lane, yo. Fast Versace frame, yo. If you want it, hit me up. If you need it, hit me up. If they want it, what's good, nigga? Come and see me. Hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up. Just want black. You don't know what's fucking about. I live that damn life, nigga. I don't never sleep. I'm on Cheat Street with Project and the Wee. Them hitters with me, hit me up, see what good with. So when I'm creeping, nigga, you know I got that wood with me. When you see me, nigga, let me know that I'm your peak. Our real niggas don't keep together. Break bread to keep together and ball out on them push niggas. Got so much money, can't see them niggas. Stay fresh with them whole job. They cop kids trying to be a nigga. Got gold frame, they Versace. My belt buck Versace. They hit me up when you see me. They hate a nigga like Master. That hoe say she a virgin. I brought the hoe out the class. I'm a freak nigga for real. Y'all fuck niggas just flash. You said you need the chicken wings.
Hit me up.
A couple cookies of that thing.
Hit me up. What's happening? What's happening, people? I am your host, Nug the Narrator, and this is That's My Take podcast, where we here to educate, entertain, and add some value to your day, man. Straight up, how y'all been? I hope y'all been doing well. We just go jump right into it. World news. A Belgian man whose body produces alcohol in rare condition acquitted of drunk driving. I know some of y'all who listen to my podcast might be thinking I'm at the damn I can't make this shit up segment, but no, this is world news. And again, a Belgian man whose body produces alcohol in rare condition acquitted of drunk driving. They say he suffers from what is called ABS, auto brewery syndrome, a rare condition whereby the body produces alcohol, his lawyer said. They also said with another unfortunate coincidence, he works at a brewery. Not making this up. But 3 doctors who independently examined him confirmed he suffered from ABS. Belgian media said that in the verdict, the judge emphasized that the defendant, who was not named in line with local judicial custom, did not experience symptoms of intoxication. Lisa F., clinical biologist with Belgium Hospital, explained that people with the condition produce the same type of alcohol as the one in alcoholic drinks, but they generally feel less of the effects. She added that people are not born with ABS, but can get it when they already suffer from other intestinal-related conditions. Hey, there's a lot of strange diseases and conditions out there, this being one of them. I just learned about ABS. Auto brewery syndrome. I really only take I can say about this is I'm glad he got acquitted, and obviously a couple of doctors basically confirmed that dude really has this condition. So with that being said, I'm glad he's free. There's too many folks that's locked up that should be free that's not. We could talk about that another time, but moving on. North Korea claims it tested new command and control system and simulated nuclear counterstrike. Leader Kim Jong-un directed the drill, which simulated a nuclear counterattack, according to a report from the state-run Korean Center of News Agency, or the KCNA. Following what is claimed were extremely provocative and aggressive, the annual joint Air Force exercises conducted by the United States and South Korea. North Korea has tested both the rocket launcher system and a simulated nuclear counterstrike before. But KCNA said Monday's exercise was the first time that the nuclear trigger command and control system was used, demonstrated what it claimed was the ability to switch rocket launchers from conventional to nuclear weapons. Since conducting its first nuclear test more than a decade ago, North Korea has advanced its weapons capacity with the ability to spearhead warheads so that it can fit on a long range missile. Kim wrapped up these efforts in 2022, vowing to develop nuclear arms at the highest possible speed, passing a new law that declared North Korea a nuclear weapons state and saying there could be no negotiations or denuclearizations, meaning what his missiles are is what his missiles are. Look, I tell y'all, every time I hear a story about North Korea, keep your eyes on North Korea. Kim Jong-un is a motherfucker. Keep your eyes on, dude. North Korea could easily try to blow up Hawaii or some shit. We never know. Let's just hope the world remains at semi-peace, because I do know about the Ukraine war and all the money we dumping over there while we got homelessness and ghettos right here in America. Got money for war but can't feed the poor. Moving on. More than 100 killed across Pakistan and Afghanistan as flash floods and heavy rains sweep the region. Unseasonal rainfall has lashed Pakistan and Afghanistan over the past few days, killing more than 100 people across the neighboring countries, authorities said. In Afghanistan, heavy rain and floods in 23 provinces killed 66 people and wounded another 36, according to preliminary reports. A spokesman for the missionary of disease management, he added that 600 animals died and more than 1,200 houses have been either fully or partially destroyed in this flood. The United Nations Offices of the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs in Afghanistan said Tuesday that the heavy rains and floods have affected more than 1,200 families and damaged almost 1,000 houses, according to a statement on X. More than 63 acres of land has been damaged, and the statement added that the UN and its partners are assessing the impact and related needs and providing assistance. Yet again, even though it's the UN, if you know anything about politics, America, UN, kind of interchangeable, just with other countries all coming together. Our tax money is going somewhere else as usual. Obviously, before I move on, I want to say definitely my condolences for the people that died in the flood. Not trying to sound, inconsiderate of that. But at the same time, America does more for everybody else than what they do for their own people. That's just the truth. And now we go move on to what else? U.S. news. Come get him, baby. He's snoring. Before I move on to U.S. news, I have to excuse my snoring Frenchie. Coach. That's his name. He had a couple cameos. Now he's snoring. He's got to go. He also just gave birth, not him, but his girl just gave birth to 5 beautiful puppies. If anybody out there happen to understand that Frenchie's got a certain price point first and need and want somebody on y'all sofa, contact me. My email and everything's everywhere. If you really wanted to talk to me, my email's out there. If you need a dog, puppy, I'm good to go. That's it for the commercials on this segment. Let's go to U.S. news. At least 2 killed, 6 others injured in a shooting at a Memphis block party, police say. Police believe at least 2 people opened fire at the party where up to 300 people were gathered, Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis said. No suspects were in custody as of Saturday night, and it's unclear what led to the shooting. Officers responded around 7:20 to the scene where they found 5 victims with gunshot wounds, according to the Memphis Police Department. 3 were taken to local hospitals and 2 male victims were pronounced dead at the scene. Multiple other gunshot victims arrived at hospitals and private vehicles, according to the police. One of the 6 injured victims was in critical condition early Sunday. Authorities said the department had initially reported a total of 16 gunshot victims, but later said in a follow-up investigation revealed that it was only 8, thank God. According to the 2 people, including the 2 people that died. We believe the error occurred with several victims being reported multiple times, Memphis police said in a post on X. The investigation into the shooting remains ongoing. Davis said the department has received video footage from the scene and is looking for those responsible. And I quote, "We are working tirelessly tonight to identify the individuals who were involved in the shooting," Davis said Saturday evening. Memphis. Been to Memphis a few times. Memphis is pretty much a microcosm of any city in America. Any real city is the same shit. Drugs, violence, black on black crime. Nobody really doing shit till after the fact. That's just America's inner cities. I mean, I grew up in one. I'm a proud New Orleanian, but at the same time, my city is pretty toe up too. Just to keep it short and sweet. We obviously mourn and give our condolences to the people that passed. We obviously hope that one day America, and honestly, not just America, my people, black people will wake up and cut this ignorant ass killing of each other out. We are strong people. We are proud people, but some of us really need to get our stuff together. And that's just being real. I know I do a lot of playing, but that's one of the subjects that, I mean, obviously I know 1,000,000 people that then died or got shot or something with gun violence. So I understand that the first thing we do now is run our gun and, boom, boom, boom. But as a proud black man, I just wish as a people we could knock that shit off, man. Like, it hurts my heart and soul to hear stories like this. Just being real, like, again, we don't condone violence. Obviously, we big on 2A. If you don't know what 2A is, that's the right to bear arms. 2A, Second Amendment. But at the same time, if you don't supposed to have a gun and you have a gun and you're doing some shit like this, what you think, gonna happen? But again, we pray for all inner cities in America. And again, we hope this senseless shit stop. Moving on. New home sales see a spring bump in March. Sales of new homes rose in March as prices also recovered from a dip in the prior month. New single-family homes sold at the annual rate of 693,000 in March, up from the downward revised 637K in February, according to a report from the Census Bureau and the Department of Housing and Urban Development released on Tuesday. Prices, meanwhile, rose with the median cost of a new house reaching $430K compared to the $400 a month earlier. That's $30K difference in a month. Sales increased in all regions of the country, but was strongest in the South, traditionally a source of new construction. The housing market is suffering from a combination of high prices and high mortgage rates. Yeah, as an agent, that's the fucking problems. Along with a shortage of available existing homes for sale. I kind of believe that, but not so much. Although there has been a pickup in listings of existing homes, there has come as mortgage rates have ticked up. New home buyers have been offering incentives such as reduced mortgages and discounts on upgrades to move houses. Mortgage rates peaked last fall, but after a brief respite at the beginning of the year have been rising again as inflation forecasts have come in a higher than expected rate. They now sit around 7.5 for the benchmark 30-year fixed loan rate. I checked rates today. If you don't know, I am a licensed realtor. This show is not about real estate. It never will be. This is just a U.S. news segment. I do my podcast to get my mind off real estate, which is a very stressful career. Very stressful. The But what I was saying is I looked at the mortgage rates today and saw 7.9. That's today's mortgage rate. I bought my house 3 years ago in September, and let's just say my rate is half of that. Easy. Interest rates are too fucking high. Like, they killed the market. I still don't understand why raising mortgage rates supposed to help with inflation. Prices are rising because materials cost more. The gas to get the materials to the builders costs more. They passing that buck on to who? The consumer. Like they said, average prices was $400K a month ago across America. Now it's $450. My bad, $430. I don't want to be a sensationalist. Now they're $430 on average. That's 430. That's a 30 grand equity increase. Great if you just, sitting back and go sell in a few years. That's great. But just like a coin, there's another side. The buyers. Y'all pricing people out of these houses, man. The mortgage rates, the prices. People that want the American dream cannot afford it. And that's just the truth. Moving on. Pot industry high on Florida's marijuana legalization referendum. When the Florida Supreme Court earlier this month approved the November referendum on legalizing marijuana in the Sunshine State, it set off celebrations around the national cannabis industry. While 24 states have legalized recreational marijuana so far, and at least 38 have legalized it for medical use, Florida presents the industry with a jewel of an opportunity. The Sunshine State has one of the fastest growing populations in the U.S., a well-established medical marijuana business, more than 800,000 patients, and is one of the world's top tourist destinations. Some 135 million people visit Florida last year from both domestic and international destinations. Florida is a state with significant sporting and cultural events that draw people to it. And it borders two neighboring states with restrictive access to cannabis, which would be Georgia, offering a limited marijuana for medical purposes, and Alabama still doesn't dispense medical marijuana to its residents, despite it being approved in 2001. Yes, it's been on the books a while. I mean, I live in Alabama. I've been knew that they was medical, but I also knew that they was gonna drag their fucking feet on getting this medical weed out to people that really need it. Now, when will we ever get recreational weed? Shit, in Alabama, 2050. Don't hold your fucking breath. Moving on. Hip hop and entertainment news up next, folks. Before we start this segment, as always, I have to acknowledge the fam. Forever amongst made men, forever about making money. They is me, and they. Love y'all. Hip hop and entertainment news. Tupac Shakur's murder case moves one step closer to trial. Keefe D appeared in court for a hearing in the Tupac Shakur murder case Tuesday, April 23rd. Nevada prosecutor said that they should be able to review and turn over documents to end the discovery phase within 2 months, according to KSNV in Las Vegas. Chief Deputy District Attorney Benu Palau told the judge, Carly Kiernley, excuse me, the prosecution believed it collected all the necessary documents from various agencies. Keefe D's attorney, Carl Arnold, confirmed he already received some redacted documents from prosecutors as the pretrial status hearing continues. The judge scheduled another status check for July 23rd. Keefe D's trial is tentatively set for November 4th. Keefe D, whose real name is Dwayne Davis, was arrested for Tupac's 1996 murder in 2023. Keefe D was charged with one count of murder with a deadly weapon. Tupac was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Authorities said Keefe D wasn't the gunman. I still believe he was. Just my opinion. I'm not a detective. I'm just saying. But he did devise the plan to attack Tupac. Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Lieutenant Justin Johnson said he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. Keefe D pled not guilty to murder. He maintained his innocence despite prosecutors noting how he admitted his role in Tupac's death in a memoir in various interviews because he just talked so much, just talked. Last year, Keefe D's former attorneys claimed he lied about his involvement in Tupac's murder for money. So you lied, you told the truth, Keefe D. We don't know what's real, but we do know you talked a lot, and all that talking go lead your ass to prison. Why you just couldn't shut up, bro? Like, I don't know. I'm 45. I got some age on me. I think he like 55, maybe he's closer to 60, but why are the old heads talking so fucking much? Are they bored? Are they mad because their time's out? Listen, all us get our little go round. Once our time's up in terms of our prime years, you got to get that shit up, reinvent yourself, do something else. But I'm not going to sit on no camera and say, yeah, when I was in my 20s, I sold. No. I'm going to the grave with mine. The grave. Moving on. Cameron, one of my favorite rappers, declared Chris Brown released the best recent diss track. I agree. Cameron has seen his fair share of beef throughout his entertainment career. The recording artist turned sports podcaster offered his opinion on the ongoing Chris Brown versus Quavo rap battle. For example, Chris Brown took direct shots at Quavo of the Migos rap group on his Weakest Link release. According to Cameron, that Quavo diss by Brown beat out any other recent response track. To me, Chris Brown got the best diss song this week, Cameron declared while cruising on a boat. The Dipset frontman then played Weakest Link while providing commentary in the social media video. Cam also said that nigga said that when Takeoff died, niggas really wished it was you instead. I love that line, especially as a battle rapper. It's no holds barred when you add a motherfucker on a diss track. I'm sorry. Chris Brown sounds dangerous, he said. Breezy sounds dangerous right now. Apparently, the issues between the Georgia-bred rapper and the Virginia-bred singer stem from both stars once being sexually involved with Karrueche Tran and Sweetie. Chris Brown as a rapper is not bad. Actually, better than some folks that claim to be rappers. I'm a former full-time rapper, writer, performer, songwriter, recording artist. And I think I could at least talk on this subject and it hold a little credence. Now, talking on this subject of this song, I gotta say that from line 1 to the very last bar, he shitted on Quavo. And another thing, Quavo probably really underestimated Chris Brown, and that was where he fucked up. Chris Brown can spit. Chris Brown is an entertainer, talented dancer, singer, but he got flow. He do. It's just he showed it. I think he ended Quavo's career, personally. I don't know. That's just what I think. Moving on. Tupac's brother takes issue with Drake using AI version of Legend's voice for rap beef. Drake shocked the hip-hop world by utilizing AI-generated Tupac and Snoop Dogg verses to swing at his current rival, Kendrick Lamar. A relative of Tupac Shakur has addressed Drizzy's polarizing tailor-made freestyle track. According to TMZ, Mopreem Shakur had a problem with Drake using his brother's voice in a rap battle. The outlet reports that Mopreem called the AI-created song a nuclear option and thinks the battle should be a one-on-one thing. Me too. You battling one dude, why? And then your people go say, well, Pac had the hit him up. Gotcha. Totally understand that. But that verse Pac spit was that verse he spit at Biggie. It wasn't like I'm gonna spit this verse and y'all gonna really help me. Nah, he brought them on the Outlaws because that's his folks. He ain't need them, unlike Quavo. Seriously. Mopreem also apparently expressed worry that young music fans may believe the AI Pac on tailor-made freestyle is real. However, the Outlaws member supposedly supported both Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Drake dropped tailor-made freestyle as the second response to Kendrick Lamar's calling him out on Like That by Future and Metro Boomin. Great verse by Kendrick. I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. I'm not going to act like I am. I probably couldn't tell you 2, 3, or 4 of his bars, but he spit some hot shit on that Like That song. He really did. The tailor-made freestyle led to mixed reactions by hip-hop artists, fans, and media figures. Knowing California-raised Kendrick Lamar idolized West Coast legends Tupac and Snoop Dogg, some listeners praised Drake's creativity and pettiness. I, for one, is not one of them. When I first heard it, I knew it was fake in terms of being AI. I didn't like it. And I'm going to jump off subject, but it's going to be a reason. Anybody been through the drive-thru lately? Have anybody been through the drive-thru lately and a AI talked to you and took your order? If you haven't, it's coming. I'm in Alabama. I've heard it at a couple restaurants. I know it's in Louisiana. And what I'm trying to get at and how I'm going to land my plane back to this AI subject is AI is taking over. It's going to take a lot of people's jobs. But the one thing about AI, and it's in the name, it's artificial. It's not real. So for Drake to just come on out and use AI, it's cute. But for me, it's not something that I'm praising or giving accolades on. And believe you me, I love Drake. I ain't gonna even bullshit. I love the rapping Drake and the singing Drake. He give me some time too. But the rapping Drake, when he spit, I love that shit because he got bars. I don't care if he got 12 motherfuckers helping him write that shit. He delivering that shit. And maybe he's just a great actor, like he was in the wheelchair, but he delivering that shit when he spit. So I fucks with Drake. Now, why everybody at him? There's a million reasons. Speaking to everybody at him, a state of Tupac has threatened a lawsuit. Snoop Dogg has come out and straight said that shit's whack. And I think Drake missed the mark with that one. Just my opinion. Up next, sports news. And then my football fans out there know tonight's the draft. Tonight's the draft. Before we get on the draft, let's get into this sports story. Reggie Bush gets Heisman Trophy back 14 years after forfeiting. Yep, his 2005 Heisman Trophy is back in his possession. As of Wednesday, the formal reinstatement of the trophy amid what is called erroneous changes in the college football landscape, i.e., motherfuckers could get paid on the table instead of under the table. The Heisman Trust decision comes after Bush forfeited his Heisman Trophy in 2010 in the wake of significant NCAA sanctions for USC, which included Bush receiving improper benefits during a Trojan's career that spanned from '03 to '05. As part of the decision Wednesday, the Heisman Trust is returning the trophy to Bush and a replica to USC. Bush will again be invited to all future Heisman Trophy ceremonies beginning with this 24th season. Bush received his Heisman Trophy at the end of a previously scheduled summit meeting by the Trust on Wednesday morning outside of Jacksonville, Florida. Tim Henney, Associate Director of the Heisman Trust, described the celebratory atmosphere to ESPN's Colin Harvey as about 15 Heisman winners were in attendance at the meeting. The trust cited fundamental changes in college athletics, in which rules have been allowed student athletes compensation, which they should have been had. All the sweat, tears, people done died for college sports. Families mourn right now because their son or daughter done died. And all they want to give you is a fucking free ride, a free scholarship. No, pay these boys and girls, athletes. Pay them what they worth too. Bush began lobbying for his trophy to be returned. In his decision making, the Heisman Trust noted the 2001 Supreme Court decision against the NCAA in the Alston case, which the trust said questioned the legality of the NCAA's amateurism model and opened the door for student athlete compensation. I'm a big Reggie Bush fan. He played for my team for a while. The motherfucker's awesome. You need to just, if you're bored, you need to just go look at his YouTube clips, all that. Go look at it. I mean, motherfucker need to suck on a lemon. Like Reggie Bush in his prime. If you love football, you love watching Reggie Bush play in his prime. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm happy for you, dog. People that know me know how I feel about the NCAA already. Like, y'all been full of shit. Y'all done got generational wealth off the backs of these motherfucking athletes. So all this bullshit about this, that, and the other is just some bullshit. Pay them damn students. And pay them handsomely. Back pay them shit. Moving on. NFL news. Bengals pick up the fifth-year option for wide receiver Jamar Chase. Bill Belichick will join Peyton and Eli as regular contributions to the Manning cast. Free agent running back Dalvin Cook reportedly settles lawsuit with ex-girlfriend. Steelers are not expected to pick up, and they didn't. They did not pick up Justin Fields' 2025 option after trading for the quarterback. Just the Bears went with Caleb Williams as the number one pick. Jaden Daniels from LSU, go Tigers, went second to the Commanders. And the draft's going on right now. My Saints took a O-lineman from USC. They say he's a generational player. I'm not going to act like I know much about him, and he's a Samoan. So he got a name that I can't really just pronounce. If you know me, you know I got a little bit of a Louisiana speech impediment, but I get around it. Still one of the best. Let me see. All right. The NBA playoffs has started. And in the West, the defending champion Nuggets are the second seed behind the top seed Oklahoma City Thunder, who are in the playoff for the first time since 2020. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets drew a high-profile matchup for the first round, taking on LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Boston Celtics clinched the number one seed in the Eastern Conference in March and have home court advantage throughout the entire postseason as they look to return to the finals for the first time since the 22 season and hang an NBA banner for the first time since 2008. Among the series in the East to watch will be the number 2 seed Knicks, who will clash against the reigning MVP Joel Embiid and the number 7 seed Philadelphia 76ers. In NBA playoffs is a good time to watch basketball. I watched the Pelicans play last night. One thing I can say is something about the playoffs in the NBA. It's something about it. Like it's a different style of ball. And with the Warriors being out and Stephen Curry not in, it's a little different this year. But if I had to call it early, I'll say Boston on the east side. And as much as I love my Lakers, Nuggets on the west side. So I could see a Nuggets Celtics championship for the NBA world title. Moving on. Caitlin Clark. If you don't know who Caitlin Clark is, you're probably under a rock. She inks the record-setting deal with Nike, $28 million, with her own signature shoe. Clark, the record holder for most points in the Division I history and the number one overall pick in the WNBA draft this year, is set to receive a record-setting contract from Nike, according to the Associated Press. The deal's worth $28 million, and it spans 8 years and includes a signature shoe. The Wall Street Journal and The Athletic were the first to report the pending deal, which would be the richest sponsorship contract for a woman in a woman's basketball player in history. A couple of other brands wanted her. Under Armour, they lost. Adidas, they lost. And Puma were also attempting to secure Clark. But we all know money talks, and Puma ain't about to drop no $28 million bag. She was drafted number 1 by the Indiana Fever on April 15th. And WNBA teams are already moving games against the Fever to larger arenas to meet the demand. But on a fucked up tip, Clark will only earn $76K salary as a rookie. I can't make this shit up. Well, I can't make this shit up is also our next segment. If you're new here, this is one of my favorite segments. It's a story that's weird or sounds like it's bullshit, but it's a true story. And I can't make this shit up. Breeding cows that fought less could help curb global warming, a new study says. New research suggests that breeding dairy cows to fart less and therefore release less methane could cut down on greenhouse gases. The team from Curtin University's Substantially Policy Institute in Australia combed through 72 reports, drawing conclusions about various ways to curb methane emissions in the dairy and beef sectors in the country. Food production is one of the leading causes of climate change. Livestock farming accounts for about 10% of greenhouse gas emissions. They be fighting. With one 2020 study finding that burps and farts from cattle, as well as manure management, are a significant contributor to global warming. I did not know that shit. Get it? Shit. The latest study published in the journal Climate this month, and the first of its kind, suggests that transforming farmland into forest or wetland would be more effective at reducing methane. But breeding less gassy cows may also be an avenue worth exploring. Studies have found low-emission cattle have inheritably gene traits which can significantly reduce methane production if included in natural breeding objectives. More research is necessary to determine the traits to breed for the cattle for the lowest possible methane emissions, but they are definitely on the case and trying to figure that out. I can't make this shit up. They really saying, hey, let's breed cows that pass gas a little less. Can't make this shit up. That's a true story. Seemed like I just started the show, but this is the end of the show. Because everybody knows that this day in history closes the show. So on this day in history, April 25th, in 1974, the NFL moved the goalpost and adapted Southern Death playoff. Now, if you're not a big football fan, you probably don't know what the goalpost is or give a fuck. But one time the goalpost was actually at the front of the touchdown, not at the back where it's at now. And it was at the front. So imagine you playing football with a big ass goalpost that you got to maneuver around because it's not in the back. And for whatever reason, it took decades for them to be like, let's move it to the back. Duh. The fucking goalpost. Also, we're keeping with the draft. On this day, April 25th, 1993, Drew Bledsoe is the first pick of the NFL draft. By who? The New England Patriots. I obviously want to thank everybody. I hope the show gave you some education as well as some entertainment and added some value. I'm obviously going to close this show off with one of my verses because I love music. Music for years was my therapy. And when I stopped recording, a big part of myself kind of died with that, just being real. But I have to ask y'all just a simple favor. Share, subscribe, like, comment. We out. This has been That's My Take podcast. I am your host, Nug, the narrator. I will see y'all soon. Let's cue up the music. Y'all have a good night. You want to hit me up if you need to hit me up. If they want to tell them people come and see me. If you want to hit me up, if they need to hit me up. If they want to tell them people hit me up anytime. Free cell phones hit any line. Fast lane, product frames, and some bricks round. Money coming, P&F, keep some sticks around. Lane drinking, plays on some pills. Chances no deal, fuck how a nigga feel. Come see me, hit me with the links. Got the molly in his pink, the loud in his stink. Way of life, hustle all I know. Hit me up too much, I had to let it go. Chase money, never chase a bitch. Hit me up so safe, always on some hustle shit. So you need to keep weighing me up. A couple pieces of that thing, me up. Get money in the fast lane, me up. My fast cars, I can frame me up. If you want to hit me up, if you need it,